that they did too. They're just trying to place more emphasis on the warding and how important it is. So yeah, so far 6 minutes into the game, pretty fair trades all throughout the map right now. Nothing really big jumps up as far as CS differences, except in that mid lane. Orianna managed to scrape up about a 17 CS lead on that Syndra, even though Syndra got that one assist for the first blood. Neither lane has gone back to buy, so it's just the natural scaling strength of Orianna that's doing that.
So what happened with the mid lane there is actually when Syndra went to help the Vi in her jungle, she was already pushed a turret. So Orianna shoved those waves into the turret, and she actually got a bit of an experience advantage over the Syndra, as well as a creep advantage there, and she's just been building up on that. Syndra's really trying to harass the Orianna out of lane a little bit more, instead of trying to just farm, because she is behind. So Orianna's almost got over a 20 CS lead right now, so that's pretty massive.
Right, and we do have Morit just abusing his advantage over Udyr right now, trying to steal away the blue buff right in front of Udyr, but he's gonna have help soon. But here comes the unstoppable force right onto him. He's pretty low, and now Singe is just trying to get that Udyr back into the fray. The ignite goes down. Orianna comes to help. A nice command protect's gonna keep him alive. Morit is just fighting Malphite one-on-one. A nice shockwave to keep Syndra and Singe away from the Malphite, but a flash ground slam. Will he be able to get that final hit? He doesn't have enough mana for any shards to go down. But Orianna and Syndra get into a nice little 1v1, and Orianna comes out on top. And it doesn't look like Singe will be able to catch him, or will he? Meanwhile, at bottom, yeah, some trades going on at bottom. Jinx nearly falling to Thresh and Sivir too. So just action exploded all over the map.
Yeah, and Dayward was actually able to pick up their blue buff there. They did not lose anyone, so that was a very good trade for them. Orianna actually came in, and you could see that with her experience advantage. She was able to just do more damage. She was stronger. She had more items than Syndra. She was able to do more damage. She was able to win that 1v1, even without her shockwave. Syndra used her relentless power, unleash power, on Orianna, and Orianna defeated her without even using her ultimate.
Right.
So that was just a very good trade for Orianna. That's just showing how much the 20 CS actually matters, because 20 CS is like 400 gold, and she's about 600. She's about 600 gold up right now onto Syndra right now. So it's a pretty huge disparity in the mid lane, and you really don't want to let Orianna get really far ahead, because she's a utility mage, but when she gets really far ahead, she scales so well and she does so much damage. So.
Oh, speaking of Syndra and Orianna, the flash comes out of Syndra after she meets Udyr into the bush. That was a nice play there by Udyr, and good presence to cause that flash out. Syndra's gonna even play even safer than she was before now that she doesn't have that escape.
Yeah, and well, in the bot lane, Jinx is actually 13 CS up on Sivir, so she's a little bit ahead, and the other lanes are pretty even. It's just the mid lane that's just really the huge disparity here.
Right.
But Cooking Mama's Kitchen is still ahead in gold. They're about 500 gold ahead. I'm not exactly sure where that gold is coming from, though.
I think it's from the first blood from Vi, as well as, yeah, just the first blood from Vi. It's about 300 gold there for one champion. So it's still pretty close, but
yeah, it's nothing huge. I mean, 400 gold's not a big deal. So
right.
The bot lane's landing on there.
Yeah, the nice rocket grab does land on Revax. He pops the box, and the missile actually does miss. Oh, the death sentence flies nowhere near the target. Here comes Malphite teleporting in. He's actually going for a Blitzcrank right now. When he does use an unstoppable force on just Blitzcrank, but a nice flash to get him out of there, and a beautiful command shockwave to lock Jinx down. Will they be able to get him? Udyr's going fully in on that, and Bright Nova is going to pick up the kill on that.
Well, yeah, another 1-for-1 trade there, but it looks like Dave Wards will be able to pick up this turret here, because they did use the TP bottom. They did bring down Orianna, and they would be smart to push this turret down. But Syndra is pushing the mid lane. Singe is pushing the top lane, so Singe actually might be able to get this turret top lane. It might not be able to. It'll be close before Malphite gets there. So that was a good trade, 1-for-1 for Cooking Mama's Kitchen, because of the amount of tower damage and pressure they're getting down across the map.
Yeah, just like you said, Singe nearly getting that top tower down, and Syndra has just been relentlessly attacking that mid turret, nearly getting it just about their quarter health left. But finally sees the Udyr and everyone help, but here comes Leona, jumps on the Syndra. Syndra does not have any flash or escape abilities, does use a scatter weak, but does not stun the Udyr, so he's just slashing away. He does use an unleashed power, but Udyr is too tanky, and that kill is going to go down to Leona.
And right now, Syndra is just so far behind. She's almost 40 CS down on Orianna. Orianna has 2 kills. Syndra is one of those champions that if you get behind on her, she can't do her job.
Right.
Her job is to just burst out one person and then just annihilate them off the map. And when you're behind on Syndra, you cannot do that. You don't really have some utility from your Sky of the Week, from your Force of Will, but your main goal is to blow up a target that you pick. So, I mean, Cookie Mama's Kitchen is going for this dragon right now, but it's being contested, and
yeah,
Vi is going down to Orianna there.
Oh my God, Revax just beast moding it. 1v2 does get the double kill for Bright Nova, and they managed to spare the dragon too. But now Sivir and Orianna, here comes the shockwave. That's a triple kill for Bright Nova.
Yeah, and Orianna right now is just becoming like quickly too much to handle. It's kind of reminiscent of like when Orianna gets ahead, it's almost like impossible to come back because she brings so much utility to her team. The speed up, the shockwave. I mean, they get the dragon. They started to build up almost a 2K gold lead here, and it's going to be really good for Day Wards with Malphite ulting with the Orianna ball. That shockwave is going to rip them apart because she's already got that the gold for the Athenes to finish, and she's going to start building up that Rabadons, and she's going to start chunking through HP bars.
Yeah, she can pretty much right now with the gold she has 2,800 gold in the bank right now, ready to spend. She can finish that Athenes and get that needlessly large rod for the Rabadons. But meanwhile at top, the Insanity Potion did pop. A nice scatter of the week does land and stuns Hill of a Shovel, forcing him to get out of there. He does have the Unstoppable Force, but he flashes over to Udyr's help. Here comes the Unstoppable Force now, but Unleashed Power is going to help take him down. Now Elegance is on the run for his life, but Leona is going to go ahead and take her down as well.
That was actually a very smart play by Malphite there to flash over that wall, then go back in. It turned a situation where they wouldn't have got any kills into a situation where they got 1 for 1. So another great trade, and Syndra just keeps falling behind. She's trying to get back in the game. She's trying to roam, but everything she's doing just isn't working. She's fallen further behind. She didn't even pick up that kill there.
Right.
So, like I said, that first blood that Vi actually flashed for when the Ignite would have finished off Udyr, she really should have given that to Syndra because helping Vi out actually put Syndra pretty far behind, and you can see that it's just kind of like showing on the game score right now, 5-0-1 to 0-3-2.
Yeah, and we just saw an engage down at bottom. They did get the bottom turret, Cooking Mama's Kitchen, but Revax baited it very well and had the Blitzcrank go all in on them, and then he just slapped down the box, and there was no way he was getting out of there alive. So they do pick up Blitzcrank for in exchange for losing that tower, but Day Ward's still on top, about 1.5k gold at this point, 15 minutes into the game. They did get that dragon as well, so that's a big contributing factor to that lead. But yeah, that Orianna is just that score line is just jumping off the page. 5-0-1. She can probably kill Jinx in one skill rotation.
Yeah, and I mean, they pick up the bot turret. The mid turret is dangerously low, and you can just see how much damage. Almost half of Syndra's health there just from the QW combo from Orianna. So that's really huge for Syndra. She can't trade with Orianna if she gets hit by that, and Orianna can just start zoning her completely. And that mid turret needs about 1 auto attack to go down from Orianna, maybe 2 auto attacks. The top turret's pretty healthy, but when they get that mid turret and even out the turrets, they'll be ahead about almost 3k gold, and that's going to start kind of building for Day Wards.
Right, so they're baiting this out right now, letting them get to the tower, but Vi is met with Leona there to help counter gank as well. So good job by Day Wards, not biting that bait too hard and still walking out with that tower gold. That's going to extend their lead to just about 3k gold now.
Yeah, and what you can see here is that the only person who's really ahead are Vi and Finch, but actually going down the mid lane.
Yeah, he does rocket grabbing the Udyr. That's not the target he wanted, but they do pull Blitz back in. But Leona's taking tons of damage. A 4-man shockwave does go down. Here comes Malphite. Oh, actually, his teleport was canceled by the Singe. And they do get the rocket grab to pull in Revex. A nice flash play on the entire remaining team of Cookie Mama's Kitchen. And Oriana is going to walk away with a double kill, while Ron Kwan is going to walk away with a kill himself too.
And that right there is an example of how strong that Oriana is. She just has so much utility, and she's just so far ahead that if she lands that shockwave on more than 2 people, they're going to win every fight. And that's just a perfect example right there. She landed that 4-man shockwave, and you saw how much that shredded all of them. They all got to like 25% HP. Had that Malphite teleported in, that would have been a clean ace almost, and that would have been an inhibitor turret had they got that Malphite TP in.
Yeah, I mean, they still ended up killing the rest of the team there, but it would have just been a very pretty sight to have them all there, clumped up with that beautiful shockwave that Bright Nova set up. Then that unstoppable force would have surely made, quick eradication of everyone involved. But yeah, that was beautiful play. It looked like Day Wards were outnumbered there for a little bit, and once you saw that Malphite ulti in, you saw Cooking Mama's Kitchen, the fear of that unstoppable force coming in. But it was good intuition by It's Mew on Singe to run in there and see that teleport and actually cancel it. Kept his team alive a little bit longer, granted that they still died.
Yeah, and Singed is starting to ramp up a bit here. He's got the tier stack, he's got that Rylai's finished. So if they did stall long enough, Singed will become a menace, but they really need to do something about Oriana. She's 7-0-3. They need to land a pick on her. If they could they can hook Oriana. She doesn't have any defensive stats other than that chalice and what her ball gives her, but if they can hook her, she will die. So if they can hook her, that would win them a fight, because Oriana does have a good percentage of their kills, and she has a majority of their gold lead. She has the 4K on Syndra right now, which is the entirety of their gold lead almost.
Wow. Yeah, so that's just speaking volumes for just how well Bright Nova is playing this game. It's all attributed to the great team play that Day Wards is bringing together in these team fights. And you're seeing a common theme with Bright Nova there. As a smart player, you're not going to overextend unless you have someone nearby in case something were to happen. And you only really see her push past the river if Udyr or Ravax is around. So it's good, smart, aggressive pushing nature, but also you have the sense of reservation as well.
Well, yeah, I think she knows what percentage of the gold that she has of her team. She knows that she has 7 kills. She knows how important she is to her team composition right now, and how important she is to her team. So she knows that if she were to get hooked, that would mean certain death, and that it would be a huge issue for her team, because that would just eliminate their gold lead, and that would be just disastrous for Day Wards.
Oh, and wow. Yeah, a fight does break out, and they can make quick work of Syndra there. And Ravax does help a hell of a shovel get on that Jinx. And wow, Jinx is going to go down to Thresh and Malphite. A flash over the wall for Blitz. And that's a quick and easy 2-for-0 exchange for Day Wards, and they can push another objective here.
Yeah, they should be able to get the inhibitor turret here. It's just Singed and Blitzcrank up right now. Udyr is going to be chasing after Blitzcrank here, but they're not going to be able to. Yeah, the hook just missing there. They're not going to be able to defend this mid lane turret with the Oriana and Syndra just pushing. So Singed could be careful here, because he could get hooked and he would go down.
Oh yeah, he already got bursted down to half health after just arriving there. But Syndra is back. A nice death sentence does land a beautiful flash to get out as well. Flame Choppers is going to help her stay alive a little bit longer, but she's still going to go down. But they do take down Udyr as well. Singe is being ignited, and now he's on the full pursuit. They do have a rocket grab. It just misses Bright Nova. Now It's Mew gets a nice little toss back for Raekwon for his Jinx there. And About Luck wants to get one more target there. Ravax got slowed by the zap, but he's got help by Oriana. Nope. The nice, beautiful rocket grab does get on there. And the Super Mega Death Rocket is going to help him finish it off. A Flash Zap. They're going all in on this. Bright Nova has no mana right now. Can they pick him up? He does ignite him. And he's not going to fully pursue that.
So yeah, that was very fortunate that Bright Nova was able to escape there, because had Bright Nova died there and given that shutdown onto Jinx, that would have made 4 kills for Jinx in the past 30 seconds. So
right.
Don't want to let Jinx get ahead, because when Jinx gets ahead, she becomes unstoppable, because she gets those resets. She does so much damage, and it just becomes very hard to contain a Jinx. So it's good that she was fortunate enough to escape there, but actually going down the red buff here.
Yeah, they kind of overstayed their welcome just a little bit. Actually, here comes the Assault and Battery on the Leona. Not the target that they want to. Now that Sivir is back in, but here comes Syndra as well. They got quite a bit of firepower still, but they got low HP bars, so they're gonna have to back out of there.
Yeah, and that was actually a very good trade for Cookie Mama's Kitchen. They were able to get a bunch of kills. They're not back in this game yet. They did kind of get 5k. They lowered the gold differential to about 5.5k, 5.6k. So they're starting to climb back in. They need more things like that. Day Wards kind of overstayed their welcome at that inhibitor turret. They were trying to get that inhib, and they really should have just backed after they got the turret. But they ended up overstaying. Singe was able to chase down Sivir, and the team comp. And Singe is going to get chased down here. He's probably going to go down for this.
Yeah, a 3-man gank going up in that top lane. Sanity Potion is not going to be insane enough for him to get out of there. And yeah, that's a nice easy kill for them there. And they're going to be able to push down this top tower, I'm pretty sure. It's actually got 4 HP on it, so they can probably just, you know, touch it and they'll die. But down at bottom, Ron Quan does get stunned out by that Scared of the Week from Syndra. Oh, the Super Mega Death Rocket blocked by the Spell Shield. That would have surely spelled death for him, but beautifully timed, and way to go to hold on to that cooldown for that one.
Yeah, and just a lot of things burned there for Cookie Mama's Kitchen, and to no result. They burned the Syndra ultimate, they burned the Talisman of Ascension, they burned the Super Mega Death Rocket, and the Blitzcrank Flash, and they got nothing out of that. So you could see that they're starting to get desperate for kills here. And Sivir was all alone against 2 people, and they were still not able to pick her up. So, I mean, great play by Sivir to live there, but just maybe poor execution on the part of Cookie Mama's Kitchen.
Right. And a couple of missed skill shots here to pick off someone off of Day Wards. Now, Day Wards are grouping 5-man strong. They really want to finish off this tower. It's one of the 2 remaining towers left before they get into the base. And they saw Vi and Singed up in the top, or at least Vi in the top side of the map. So they're making a nice little rotation here, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do too much with it, with Cookie Mama's Kitchen being able to rotate properly.
Yeah, and Cookie Mama's Kitchen really needs to just start picking people off, because that's really all they can do right now. They got behind. The push R button composition is really strong when you're ahead, or when you're even. When you get behind, teamfight compositions kind of do fall apart a little bit. But because they're so far ahead that they can just win teamfights whenever they want to. So Cookie Mama's Kitchen really needs a turtle. They have solid wave clear with the Jinx Syndra. They have a solid peel from Blitzcrank, and of course Sage can peel very well too. He can fling you away. He can fling you towards your team, of course, as well. But they have the Vi that can target priority targets, so they can really pick one person off and just blow them up. So they really need to get on that Orianna or on that Sivir and just annihilate them to win fights.
Right, and I'm just looking at the items differences right now between Syndra and Orianna, and it's just completely staggering. Orianna's got 3 completed items, whereas Syndra has not even 1 completed item. I mean, she probably does have the money to finish off that Athene's right now, and there it is, finally that first item 25 minutes in the game. It's not a good sign, like you said, for champions like, you know, Syndra and all the other assassin gimmicky champions. They do need to get those items at a decent rate before their window closes. But with that being said, Moritz is going to get jumped in on. Actually uses the Vault Breaker in, but falls dangerously low. Blitz actually trying to save him goes down as well. Revax is now flashing in. A death sentence not going to land, but not going to matter because Bright Nova's QW's just completely erased Jinx there. And they're going to be able to push down a couple more towers, maybe even finish the game here if they wanted to.
Yeah, and Syndra is such a non-factor in this game right now. I mean, Bright Nova has almost a 6k gold lead, and look at that huge damage from Bright Nova right there. She just almost completely annihilated Syndra. So, I mean, the 6k gold difference is all on Orianna. That's where the difference in gold is. So they really need to figure out an answer for that.
Yeah, it's starting to become increasingly difficult for them to claw back into this game with how much Orianna is just snowballing with the lead that she got early. It's now up to 10-0 and 6 she has. She's got over half the kills by herself. So meanwhile, Singe trying to do the best he can to keep them around, but he's taking so much damage. A nice grab on the Bright Nova. Could they finally get him? Here comes the Assault Battery. All the spells are used on him, and they're going to finally get the shutdown towards Syndra, her laning opponent. the teams are split up. They don't know who to get after. A beautiful flash to dodge that zap slow, and I don't think they're gonna be able to catch up with them there.
And that's exactly what Syndra needed there. She really needed that kill onto Bright Nova. She got 500 gold for that. She's sitting on 900 gold right now. She can't really buy anything yet, but she really needs to get back in the game. That's exactly what they need. They need to get those picks onto Orianna. If they can pick off Orianna every time, they're only 3k down. And that's not that much at 26 minutes. So they can come back in this game if they can keep doing that.
Right. Yeah, like you said, all the gold lead is pretty much just condensed onto Orianna right now. And aside from that, yeah, it's pretty even all throughout. Like, so it would be a good plan of action for them to continue to just focus on Orianna, but Orianna's working for that Zhonya's. They only have a small window of time before she completes that, and once she gets that, all those pick abilities, like the Assault and Battery, the Rocket Grabs, they're going to have to go through one more obstacle of waiting for that Zhonya's to expire before they can kill him, and I don't know if they're going to have enough time to kill him if they have the Zhonya's available.
And the Baron is going to go down, and Singe is going to get caught out here. He's very low, the Death Sentence does land, and Singe is going to go down right there, and nothing you can do about that. Out of position, no one there really to help him. I think he was just there scouting it out, and he ended up getting caught and giving away another kill to Orianna and the Baron.
Yeah, that's probably the last thing that Cooking Mama's Kitchen wanted for this game, for their comeback. But it's gonna be a setback and it's gonna be a challenge. But you know, I still believe if they can make quick work of Orianna, they might have a fighting chance. But it all depends on how Jinx is positioned as well as Syndra, because you know they do have that unstoppable force to get into anywhere they need to go in that back line, and that ball delivery system is deadly. We have yet to see something coupled with the Malphite and Orianna, but when it does, it's going to be catastrophic for Cooking Mama's Kitchen.
Yeah, and Malphite and Udyr are both extremely tanky right now, and they don't really have anything to deal with them right now. I mean, Udyr has the mobility boots, he has the Cyber Cape, he has the Ancient Gold, and he has Spectre's Cowl, so looks like he's building towards that Spear Visage, but Thresh is going to get caught out here right now.
Yeah, Rivak's walking right by the jungle. He gets caught up by some wards. He's taking down the half health right now. He does have Leona helping by, but actually Malphite's teleporting in onto the Lantern, coming to help him. Rivak's still not down. Moritz has to flash to get the kill. It ends up trading his life for it. Now about luck. Whoa! Bright Nova completely erased the backline of Syndra and Jinx with one command shockwave, and that's going to be a 4-for-1 exchange in favor of Dave Ward's there.
And that's the surrender coming out. The GG's across the screen, and I actually saw Orianna coming around the backline there.
Oh my
gosh!
And
I was just like covering my mouth because I knew that she was about to absolutely destroy both Syndra and Jinx there. I had to just stop myself from yelling. So that was that's what happens when Orianna gets ahead. She can just instantly destroy your backline.
Right.
So,
people don't understand. Just because Orianna is a utility AP mage, you cannot discount the burst that she has. Every single command attack does a significant amount of damage. Then you couple in the dissonance, and then the cooldown on command attack is so short too, and it does like a good 300 some damage late game. So each one of those is just knocking skulls back and forth, and then with that shockwave, it's got that huge burst with that also. So that was like that last team fight with Jinx and Syndra just completely dying there. That was 100% damage from Orianna and Orianna alone.
Yeah, so that's just like a pure example of like what Orianna can do when she gets ahead. So if you were to have to give an MVP this game, Ruster, who would you give it to?
Whew, I mean, I think it's no question it's got to go to Bright Nova this game. He's got the best KDA in this game right now. Only died once, and they had to use everything they had to kill him. And even still, they still walked out on top of that team fight. And, look at her laning opponent, 1-7-4. Really shut down that Syndra, keeping her to one core item at 30 minutes in the game. That's a fantastic job. And at the same time, doubling her CS. So to me, it's a no-brainer, but at the same time, Day Wards as a whole played wonderful. Ravax, with his laning phase, one of the best that we've been seeing in the GCL so far. So, very impressive team so far.
Yeah, I have to agree with you completely. Bright Nova, 100% MVP here. He just did so much for his team, and it all started from just that mid lane just out harassing Syndra, and I couldn't help but think that maybe Gragas would have been a better pickup here for uh, for the team of Cookie Mama's Kitchen because of the way their team comp works. They wanted to get lots of pickoffs and stuff like that, and it looks like Gragas probably would have been a better pick there. And Gragas also does it very very well against Oriana. So, I mean, Oriana just kind of got maybe just got the favorable matchup here. Probably more comfortable on Oriana than Syndra was on Syndra. So, a very well played game by Bright Nova and showing how strong his laning is.
Yeah, definitely. That was very impressive performance coming out from Day Awards, especially Bright Nova. Only dying once, and yeah, it's just Oriana's one of my favorite champions to play because of that mid to late game when you have that the shorter cooldowns, the abundance of mana regen. You can just create so many plays, and a well placed command shockwave is just so beautiful to see when you take in. When you suck in like 3 or 4 of the teammates, and it just creates havoc for the other team, and it's a nightmare to go against because, the range, Oriana's got deceptively long range. She can throw that command attack that leave that ball out there for a while and won't retract until like maybe 2 towers of distance, and then yeah, she can trigger any abilities from that distance. So I really love Oriana. I played her so much in season 2, and I attributed a lot of my AP skills to playing Oriana. It's so fun.
Well, now with the gold changes, you can play Oriana in the bottom lane now, Ruster.
I don't know. I tried it once and it didn't work out too well for us. Just because I was playing the support like I would play in mid lane, just being super aggressive. But then, yeah, I realized I wasn't doing as much damage as I would as if I was in the mid lane.
I remember one of the first games I ever watched actually from the new patch. It was in one of the NACL games, and Daydreamin actually played Oriana in the support role, and the game ended up going on for like 60 minutes, and he had like 6-item Oriana build, and like everyone was 6 items, and it was just a crazy game to watch.
Oh yeah. When games get to that point where almost everyone on a team has the 6 core items that they need, it's so awesome because at that point it doesn't matter, as far as the gold lead. One team could have all the gold, like a 20k gold lead, but if they all have 6 items, it really comes down to decision making, who's got the division on the other team, and just making things happen. So, that's what I love about League. Victories can be determined by the gold lead early on, but at a certain point, gold lead becomes irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly. And if anyone has ever watched the DreamHack game from 2012 between Moscow 5 and CLG,
oh yeah,
that's a prime example. They're down about 40k gold at one point in the game, and they managed to come back and win the game. And when they won the game, they were actually 30k down, I believe.
Yeah, it was the biggest comeback in League history, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So. And that's just that's what I love. Actually, what I loved about season 2 is that anyone can win. And I think that's kind of what happened. Was kind of come back because season 3 was year of the snowball. Whoever won the game in the first 10 minutes won the game, and there weren't very many comebacks. There were still some, but there wasn't as many because everyone really knew how to finish off games unless you were Vulcan. But this year it's kind of seeming like if you don't snowball super hard early game, the game is starting to go on for a long period of time, and anyone can win in the late game.
Right. So, that was our first game of the day, and what a great way to start us off, Burnout. I mean, beautiful play coming out from Day Awards. Congratulations to them. They get the bragging rights over Cooking Mama's Kitchen here. We'll continue to advance into the end of this tournament. But for now, our second game we're bringing to you is Passion Gaming versus Shifting Society. And, both these teams, I believe, were the ones that won their respective matchups in the previous days. So it's going to be interesting to see which of these teams comes out on top. And, yeah, if it's any indication of the game so far, I'm totally excited. Cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. And, yeah, I haven't had a chance to actually watch Passion Gaming or Shaping Society play yet. So I'm really excited to see these two teams kind of get into it and play.
Yeah. So yeah, just to remind you guys, this is both these teams are in the GCL. So at this point, it's pretty much bragging rights and to finish out the brackets that we have laid out for this qualifier. And if you take a look at the brackets, pretty much every team that made it to round 3 has made it into the GCL at this point. So congratulations again to those teams. They've worked very hard, and I can't wait as the season goes on to see which of these teams rises to the cream of the crop, and and how the other teams respond to that. And it's also very interesting when you